Hello, hello, hello. Hi, it's me, Scott. I got this new machine. So I destroyed my phone, my 6S, iPhone 6S, and I just got this iPhone 11. It is so huge. Look at this giant thing. My hands aren't big enough for this. I don't have giant hands. Delicate hands. I'm going to hold this giant machine. So look at it compared to the old machine. Can't even hold it up. It's just too big. And even the 6S was really too big. I really want to go back to the days of the 5S, the last good product Apple made. Hi there. So we gotta keep, happy birthday to my mom. We gotta keep working on this heat sequencer stuff for TwitchCon in a week. And we're in a pretty good place feature-wise, but the next thing I wanted to think about was, actually, is everything working? Yeah, okay. My camera continues to be stupid. I'm kind of over technology. It's really irritating. I feel like it's getting worse. Is everything getting worse? Maybe I'm just an old man. Oh no, did I not update my stream information? Hard to say. It's hard to say. I want to do like a simple config interface, and I was thinking about looking at React. I've never really used React. I thought I would check it out. Somehow my desktop is just black. There it is. But I'm keying out green grass. Is that what's going on here? Filters, don't color key. Maybe it wasn't actually doing anything. Yeah. So I don't know. I just need like a really simple little interface, and it seems like maybe I just want to spend a little time looking at React, because I really haven't done much with it. I mean, I haven't done anything with it at all except look at it a few times and be like, React. So I want like the simplest little button example. That's all I want. Because otherwise I'm going to like hand make a bunch of buttons and then have to hand find all of the controls, or find the elements and then wire callbacks, which is not that big of a deal, but I want like the simplest example. I want like the simplest example. Because I'm kind of into like this, like defining, like this could be good for the whole grid, really. But and it's kind of cool, right? Like, pretty simple way to set stuff up. I mean, we're already hopeless for the, I don't want to redo the grid. But I'd also have to like kind of write, well, not really. Wouldn't be quite as bad. I could do, who draws the squares though? What I miss here? Like you just put board. Oh, I skipped over something critical here. So, like, what do we actually do here? What's all this stuff? So root is the thing. Presumably that's where we're drawing. CSS, sure. So this is like the thing. So inside root, Oh, well, it's not quite as clever as I might have hoped. Yeah, so you like add a game, but this still is different than what's the thing? JSX? Is that the thing that lets you just like it's the thing that just lets you like make up tags. Is that not this? Okay, maybe that's not the thing. Not the thing I thought it was. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I know, this is boring. Okay, so what are we doing? We were looking at this. So, kind of a weird thing. So you define game, and then inside that, it's this a weird like hybrid JavaScript HTML. Pretty freaking weird, right? React and React DOM. Do I like this? I don't know, man. I don't know if I care enough about this. I'm not really feeling like it gains me a ton. Okay. I think no. I think not now. Maybe there's so some new thing that some project will try it, but I think for this we'll just manually write it. Already started to do that anyway, I think. So yeah, I already started making a little bit of a config. So is it 8080 or is it? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we have a terrible interface here. We just didn't wire these anything. So what's the least horrible way to do this? One thought would be just marking these up with like, you know, this kind of thing. It still needs some way to mark like what method to call, which is not great. Okay, well, let's just wire these and maybe I'll have a better idea along the way. Okay, so then I need to like what? I need to mark these up and say what method they're gonna call. Like, also is value valid here? So I guess I could just all call one thing and have a switch statement. I don't love this. It'd be essentially like this, like kind of like the method you want to call and then the value you want to call, which feels sort of not safe at all. But and then we just do a switch statement or select case. I forget which one JavaScript uses switch, right? What am I even thinking of when I do select case? What languages am I thinking of? Visual Basic? I thought there was another language that did that. Pascal or something? I don't even know. For some reason, that's what comes to mind. Okay, so yeah. Oh no, no. I screwed all these up in various ways. So first of all, they need one of these, and second of all, they need one of these. And one of these, and okay, so, oops. I don't know, man. Something like this. And then we just need to do something that goes through each of the buttons inside config and has a callback with a switch statement for these to call the thing. Not the worst thing. It's certainly faster than trying to learn a new land, learn a whole new deal. Also, I realized I don't want these methods capitalized. Update, because this is JavaScript, not C#. That's our update loop. That's our draw grid. This is like draw config. So we need to do like a find element by type. I don't want elements by type. Find elements by type. Get elements by tag name. Terrific. Buttons? A button? What's the JavaScript syntax here? Is this right? Is this real? I don't think so. I can't remember. Does JavaScript even have for each? Capital E. Oh, you gotta do it. Oh yeah, sure. On the buttons. I don't like this nonsense. I should probably call this method. That's a very useful comment. And the comment is just, oops. Okay. Is that not real? I don't know what's valid. Array for each. This looks like a thing one should be able to do. There's 15 buttons in there. Is for each just not a thing I can use? It's like not a thing. Can I use for each? What browser is this? Firefox? Seems like a thing I should be able to do. I'm probably just doing something silly, right? Oh, is a node list different? So is that like returning a node list and that's different than an array? This is too annoying. Hello, the odd one in. How are you doing? You can come, you're just in time to watch me not remember how to do things in JavaScript. What a goofy thing. Okay, forget it. Forget the for each. Because apparently a HTML collection is different than an array, and I would have to do this. Cool, great. Okay, so now we want to say like Bhutan on click. Where's our other click syntax? Yeah, we want to probably an add event listener click, right? Not an on click, add event listener click. One of these things. So we need to know what? We need to know like button button.data set dot, can I do this? Type. Is that a thing I can do? It is a thing I can do. How about that? And then we, yeah, value. Add a value. Whatever, these are consts. I say it. Okay, and then we need to do like a switch data type. I've said it before, just don't like, switch statements just don't feel right to me. Like the way they're structured, it's just so weird. Like syntactically, it's so different. What are we doing? We want to call and we want to do a set senth. Is this valid? Data value. Oh, because set senth is scoped to this. All this nonsense. Okay, here's the thing. Here's a kind of a problem. All this stuff, all these methods are kind of scoped weird in a way that is definitely my fault. Okay, let's just break those out. So that's the draw config. So these are all like drawing in methods. These are all the methods that you use to do stuff. We're gonna like not have something we need in here, I'm sure. Yeah, like maybe we will actually. Now that I say that, let's see. Kind of feel like we're not gonna have something. Sequence, okay, yeah. We're just gonna have something that's not, yeah, this. So we will just have to rescope that. What a mess! Look at this mess. So that means this friend. Let's scope that out here. Okay, almost. Except for seemingly weird, maybe copy paste error. Yes, not value. Okay, so this is not very pretty, but I think it kind of does the job for now. What did we say? We said set key, set BPM, and set grid. Oh, that was like set steps, right? Yeah, set steps. So those should call methods. Oh, these methods are all capitalized again. Stop it. Set notes is what we did here. Which is, I don't know if that's right. Been in C# land so much that I'm capitalizing all my method names. Oops. Ooh, don't do that. No, don't do that. Oh, shoot. Wait. How do you do this? Oh, set steps. Set steps. No, man. Wrong. Okie dokie. That works. Yeah, ideally you probably like do something to indicate what the current values are, but let's ignore that for the moment. Okay, so oh, that's weird. Somebody clicking the settings? Who did that? Oh, the fake clicks are clicking the settings. Right. Interesting problem. Yeah, okay, I know. So that the whole deal is this. The whole deal is that when we fake click, we do a find element from point, and that's only on document, right? So but when I tried to do that on the container, it got mad at me. Like, is config inside container right now? No. So why? Oh, are my fake clicks? What do my fake clicks look like? Yeah, I don't think this works. Is that just because you don't know about container here? Is that all? No. So object get element from point. document get element from point. Kind of works, but I only want to do I only want to do it if it's in a certain container. How could I know? You'd have to look for the parents. Well, that's not the worst. So if parents... That seems a little silly. So you'd have to say something. Because we just like click whatever. If element's not null and element.parents container length is greater than 0, then we click it. Same thing for our fake. Our fake heat. And here. Oh, is that like only a jQuery thing? Oh no, how do I do it without jQuery? Oh, I thought that's, I misread that thing. It says contains a real thing. Okay, so it would be the other way. And container contains element. Oops. Okay. Okay, that's good. Is Heat even working in the channel right now, or is it weird because I have the, you know, the thing, the beta version up? Beta version up? Oh, whoa. Accept. Too bad about the double click. That's a real shame. Okay, stop it. Okay, presumably my clicks are going in. Even though I can't see where. That's a good song. Why are these other synths not working? Am I not calling the right thing? Probably. In a cool way. Probably. In the config clicky friend. Is this not an integer or something? What synth? Not you. Not you either. Synth data. Synth datas. Good variable name. Okay, well, one thing is they should actually be, yeah, 0, sure. Sure. Oh. When I click this, and it says setting synth 1, it doesn't work. But if I do this, it does work. Which almost seems like it's a stupid stringy thing. But I parse-dented that, right? It sure looks like it should be working. Oh, it's because I don't do anything with it. Yeah, that was a thing, is on notes and synth, I was requiring a return. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to just have it happen in there. Ugh, man, we still got to figure out. Heat's going okay. Twitch TwitchCon North America is next week, and Twitch wants to use it for a live stream, and so I'm working on this special synth for them, and there's just a whole lot to do. But it's mostly okay. So the idea is that they will have some music composers from, I think, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Detroit Become Human. Like have Twitch audience use Heat to make a music loop, and then they will try to accompany it. So if I do that, then I have to, instead of returning here, didn't I do something to dispose? Oh, I do it all here. Yeah. Okay, so instead of doing that, let's do that. I think it could be cool. It's definitely going to be haphazard and insane, because it's going to be like, you know, all these Heat demos were kind of made for like, oh yeah, sure, if 10 people are using this, it'll be great. But this will be 15,000 people watching, which maybe 10% of them would actually use it. But it's probably going to be pretty chaotic. But it might still be fun. Hopefully people still enjoy it. Oof, very loud, sorry. Definitely a pop when it disconnects, but I don't think there's a ton I can do about that. Okay, while we're at it, let's just make set notes work the same way. I don't know if that's really the best plan, but I don't really love that plan, in fact. No. But it is what we do in some other cases, so. Those are weird variable names, man. Okay, so. Bunch of nonsense. And. Oops, that's the one we want. Okay. That seems like it's not working for some reason. It's because it's got the wrong name. That should be set notes and set notes. Okay. Beats per minute, just ridiculously slow. Outrageous. It's outrageously slow. How many cents do I actually have? Maybe 8? Let's make this look slightly less terrible. That right? Family? Cool. Now it looks super cool. Way better. Massively improved. Glad we had this talk. So I'm just guessing numbers. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I was being helpful. Thanks a lot. Can I just change this? Not really 1 EM. It's so big. Oh, cool borders. These look great. We've done great work here today. No, don't do that. Just making up CSS all day. That's so we're spending our day together. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay, does all this stuff do the thing now? Those are so loud. I'm gonna default the grid to 16. Probably. I don't want to lay this out. Should we just get bootstrap? Cheat. Not gonna mess up all my other grid stuff though. If we just stick it in there, if we just cram it in. Oh man. Well, if we, I wonder if you can do that. Just not use. Cool. Perfect. What if we just don't do this now? Not great. Seems like my oh, I'd have to go put in probably like bootstrappy stuff, right? Like BTN, I think is their button. Class, right? Like button primary or something. Yeah, like this kind of thing. Cool. Now that's a button. Look, that's totally a button. A huge button. Kind of do like buttons small. Small button primary. BTN small. Yeah, just keep adding CSS classes. Hundreds of them. I don't know, this feels like treading water ever so slightly. Like, not really advancing the needs of this project forward. But now we got a bunch of buttons, so that's good. The reason I was thinking of Bootstrap is be a little easier to arrange things in like a bootstrappy kind of way. Like, are you smart enough? What if I do this? What will happen? Not great. I just wanted to try the what's the thing? Like their grid layout kind of thing. I would sort of want these broken into like a 5-column. If I did this thing, maybe this would actually just kind of automatically work. If it did oh, I can't call you container though. Container, shoot. I already have the other thing called container. Okay, we'll change that, I guess. If it was this kind of thing. Is that too many? Okay. Great try. And then these are all like this. That's gonna really, yeah, we're doing great. We're doing super great. Let's rename this to main, I guess, so that this can be different. And then over here, we have to be sure that container is main. Okay. A little weird, a little bit weird. And then config, let's not have a width or height. What's this gonna do by default? Okay, so that's like almost a thing. I'm not exactly sure how we ended up with. Oh man, all my names are effed though, because they're all like match. What's its face names? You know, what's its face? When I say what's its face, I mean to say Bootstrap. Like, almost. Sort of almost. I don't think the world likes break tags like this anymore, but kind of confused about some stuff going on here. Okay, do I rename my rows now? Because my rows... I mean, I had meant to do that anyway. Rename these to cell. Well, I gotta find all the rows over here. With CSS kind of rows. Like this. And this. Is that it? Seems not right. It feels like I missed some. Yeah, I did. Okay. Why aren't these buttons? Why are these buttons so weird? Great question. Oh, they could be button groups. To be this kind of thing. What is it? You break a button group though? Probably looks bad. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. This is really not important. I mean, it's kind of important. Button groups don't have separation by default? It's a little weird. But okay. Wait, now I don't have a break. It is like there's a break there. Incredible. Really weird about when you decide to autocomplete for me and not Visual Studio Code. I mean, I kind of get it. Guess the paste is different than typing. Sure. What? Why is that one so different? Ah. And by default, it does want to be next to it. Okay, well, sure. There's like a way to tell the world that you want your container to be flexy or long or whatever it's called. Container fluid for a full width container span the entire viewport. Yeah, how about that? Or not? That just made it weirder. Is there like a button label, button group label, something? Are these no. I'm gonna basically label my buttons in such a way that was more sane. That's the thing a person could do, or I could go back and just put my breaks again. Is this, are you supposed to do this? Is this like valid XHTML to close your tags like that? Okay. Cute. Still seems like a lot of unnecessary padding. Like padding where I don't want it, and no padding where I do want it. Okay, well, I don't know, man. We got some buttons. We got that going for us, right? So that's all cool. And then I guess if we wanted some other buttons, I kind of don't want the break though. Like that's the thing here. I kind of don't want that break. So one solution is to have multiple rows. I guess. That's a lot of nesting. Okay. Well, that sure didn't do what I wanted. Seem to have lost. Okay, cool. Indentation. Cool, cool, cool. Now my padding doesn't work very well. What happened to you? I undid it, apparently. Like no humans will see this. This is just sort of like a back-endy config thing, so I don't want to go too crazy on this, but then my instinct is like, well, you know, try to make it not look like the worst thing anybody's ever seen. So difficult. Difficult. I mean, at that point, like, do I even really need any of this? Let's do something like that, and then add the padding manually. I don't know about that. I can probably just stick this dude back up here. Cool. I mean, and then in this case, we could do like, let's give these no values. Like, play pause. And whatever my other buttons do. UI design is like a real thing, you know? I don't even know what my other buttons do anymore. I'm not super into this. And to wire these up, we could still use our goofball thing. What'd I call it? So I don't think those were methods previously. Mm-hmm. What do you call that? That's super definitely how you spell function. Doing this for an hour. Is this really the right use of my time? I don't know. This is our clear grid. Yeah, this is not the best use of my time because there's actually actually broken things. Now that I think about it. Like the active play color thing is not currently correct. Like when something gets played. So let's do that real fast while I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, the padding wolf. It's all a mess, man. So the thing we want to say, where do we actually play music? Right now we're saying here, and then we set the click count to 1, which is not really what we want to do. Like we need the click count to kind of be independent of where we create the grid. I'm going to do something like this, I think, is like go through and set everything not to active. Where's our other big loop? What a mess. We got to do like set all these shortcuts somewhere else. They're annoying. Bum bum. Bum bum. So we want to set click count to 0, and then we want to say current row.dataset.active equals false. So that's the default business, unless we're the winner. Then we say active is true. And then when we redraw, we just want to say if active, then add row active, cell active. Otherwise, remove it. Okay, so I definitely did that wrong, which is just super cool. So if we are the winner, we want to say, first we say nobody's active. We turn off everything, reset the clicks, it's all nonsense. But then we say, if you're the winner, play you. Set dataset.active to true. And then when we loop through everybody, we say if dataset active, then add cell active. So what's my problem here? Just has a fancy background. So oh, do I immediately lose? Okay, let's think about this. Because I want to say if you're the winner or you're active, I guess. Like, But why does that get turned off immediately? I would maybe expect it to... Okay, so it's some problem with my logic. Go through all the rows. Oh, this is a problem. Can't do that. Well, that's only when we play you though. So like at that time, set you inactive. Row winner.dataset active equal. I'm confused. Let's just try this. Like we're never getting active. So that's you. Wait, right there, data active is true. And if we say if it's, oh, is this like a string comparison? Is this some stupid? I'm gonna add cell active here. It's a dumb thing. Data active, you're quite true there. It's like this never happens. Just say don't remove you. It's gonna be a mess. Okay. Oh, that's wrong. That's part of my problem. You're just all kinds of false. You were true, and then you're still true, and it looks like you're true in a way that would make sense to me. What's wrong? That's the row, and I'm doing class list add cell active. Is that not what you're called? Cell active. Cell active. And we're trying to add cell active. That's a winner though. Wait, what just happened? Is this not right? Didn't we just see this moments ago? That true was the thing? It's just a stupid thing of types. That sure seems like I have a true in there. But if I do this, does this never happen? Why? It's like a parse bool. Sure wish this was a language that had types. I guess I could be using TypeScript. Because this feels like a really dumb problem. How about this? How about this for a great idea? Zero. Active, 0. Active, 1. 1. Terrific. So then we needed to say something weird, like if, because we also want to play active notes. So what are we actually saying here? We're going to say if row index is not equal to null, oh, we've already gone through and set like everybody to nothing here. So this is saying like, basically we'll say if there is a, if, this is where we'll say that you're active, but you could be still active from a previous run. So then we want to say if row winner dot, yeah, basically this, but this comparison instead, like if row winner and that. So you can still, you'll play like subsequent times. What's wrong with you? Oh, that's not right. Row winner needs to be either, the one with the most clicks, or the like previously active. So that we're kind of making these into awesome. Odd one in. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully next time you visit we will have something more interesting going. This is kind of a finicky stream. Yeah, we basically need to say, I don't want to loop through it again. because we loop through and say what's active or not. We loop again in the draw schedule. I mean, this should always mean there's only one active friend. If I do it this way and then set active, and then essentially I have to loop through. It doesn't feel great, but essentially it's like all this logic to see if a new vote has happened, and there's a new. This is the vote tally, and like we need that to be independent of the like active or not for several reasons. Basically, it will just be, if it's active, we'll play it. Should only ever be one. That didn't work at all. Well, because we looped through and set everything not to active, which is not correct. We need to like, oh man, that was a weird one. Like when we tally votes, what do we want to do here? Remember how I hate my giant new phone? It's too huge. It's no good. No good for anybody. I mean, some people probably like it, but it's kind of too big for me. So we need something deciding what's active or not. The problem is you don't want to like remove active unless there's a new winner. I'm gonna loop these again. Oops, sorry. So down here we're doing what? This is just about the visual representation of active or not. So these are just like drawing, which is why it's in the draw schedule area. Yeah, it's a pretty weird one because you kind of want to if there's no votes, you don't want to. You don't want to do anything. You need to like first see if there's any votes. Kind of like if row index how would you do this? So you kind of like like when there's a winner, you want to go through and I think you have to do it in 2 loops. You've got to like loop through once just to see if there's a winner. And then so if there is a winner, and then you got to loop through again to like reset that active state. Think about this. Because basically down here we're saying well, we could at least do this in a different way. So maybe we loop twice and then yeah, it's so weird because you can't just blindly. It's convenient to set this to no and then be like, oh, if there's a new winner, you're good. I guess alternatively, you could say like figure out the active like loop through once to see if anybody's active, and if so, they're the winner, and then you loop through to do the votes. Would be another way to do this. And then at the end, if there's a row winner, you would set it active and play the sound. So there would, in other words, there would always be a row winner. Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. I don't love it. But yeah, first is like finding the currently active row. So you'd loop through everybody and then be like, if you're active, then you're active row is current row. And then still pretty weird. I'm not sure if I quite have this right. Like this is going to be the new active row, but only if it's actually one. Maybe we still keep this. I don't know, man. We could do like a let row winner, and then you can still be row winner. And then here, like, if there is a winner, active row is the row winner. And so first we're going to go through, we're going to see if something's active. And then we're going to go check our votes, which there may not be any votes. But if there are votes, we have the potential to have a new active. But the part of tallying is... this feels not great. It's like looping through and saying nothing is active and then saying it's on here. Like, it feels a little sloppy. Like, another way to do it would be loop through no, because you'd need to know. You wouldn't want to find the active row and play it first. First, it's kind of, you want, like, this is sort of the default. If anything's active, it's going to be the active row. And then if it's time to vote, which right now we do every time, you'll go through and find a new winner. but part of that is saying nobody's active and nobody has any clicks. And then after that, you'll say, it just feels like a little sloppy the way it's organized. I think it will work, but it feels a little bit sloppy. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Oh. Why do I need to know the actual? That's just a shorthand, I guess. It's just pretty lame. Like, you got to go through and then say, turn everybody else. I don't see how to way to do it without looping through twice. And the order of the looping through twice feels a little not great. Feels sloppy. Feels like something's just not quite right here. Did not maintain my active row. With no votes. So there's no row winner, so my active row should have still been valid. Active row is current row. How can I organize in this way that doesn't feel gross? Ugh, I don't like debugging JavaScript. It's just, the more I write in C#, the less I ever want to write in JavaScript, but here we are. So, yeah, the way of having like a vote was an easy way to do this, but it definitely caused problems. Okay. I guess another way to do it would be to do this first and then say, well, if there was no row winner, look for an active row. Well, that doesn't make sense because part of the row winner is resetting that. Look, we look through. Man, no, it's not coming to me. A way to clean this up more. So we're saying, hey, if you were active before, I mean, I guess another idea would be, no, I was going to say look for the CSS class, but that's handled independently. Guess you could like find that row, and if there's a row winner, like set the old one to, then you set the old one to inactive. Seems like it'd be too easy to. Kind of sucks. I think I want to do it this way. I don't know. It's like, don't like the way this feels. I don't know if the thing I'm about to do is any better, but let's just say like make voting its own thing. Like, don't do. You can do the click count, but active, that's not your job. This is just about voting. Okay. So we're going to loop through. So that's all we care to do at this point, is to say, in fact, we won't even do this. We'll just have the index. Just right? Cool. So if they're after that, we're gonna, if there is a row, like if row winner index is not equal to null, then let's loop through, and then separately, totally separately, we will set the active states. So we're gonna like loop through, and we'll get all the business, and we will say, this is more like it feels a little bad because it feels like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff that's like I'm looping through this over and over again, but I think this is like the logically cleanest thing. Even though we're looping over things multiple times, it's not that many things. It's probably fine. So if row index is equal to row winner index, then current row dot data set dot active is equal to 1. Else it's not. Okay, so that's just, this is only about voting. So we can't make any, we can't play anything here because this is only if a vote has happened. Vote. Okay, so hopefully we're good at this point. Now, totally independently of this, now we want to loop through and look for an active row. I know it kind of sounds crazy to loop through 3 times, but it just is like mentally sort of the cleanest. And keep in mind, we will only if we say there's a vote will this loop happen, and only if there's a result of the vote will this loop happen. So it's not like even that those loops would always happen. And this is only periodic as we tick through, so it's like fixed number of times per second, so it's not that bad. So now we're going to loop through, and we're going to look for an active row. And if we find an active row, here's 0, by the way. We will play and then break the loop because is it weird that I have a tone.draw inside here? Is that normal? I just have to schedule every time. It feels a little weird, but I think I get it. Okay, like almost. Somehow it seems like these clicks are not. Oh yeah, they are. Okay, we're updating, we're moving around, we're great, we're just not actually playing sound. So the reason for that is the following. We said if we found a winner. So this is weird because we're saying like, oh, is this my problem? I need to do this. Row is not defined, is it? What about current row? Cool, inconsistent variable names. Row index. Don't need any of this crap. Good tune. Okay, so that's kind of okay. Main thing is the vote meter. So let's just for now change that meter to black. And have I lost my flashing borders? Are they just border? I barely see you, border. Oh no. Did I lose all my borders somehow? Who's overriding my border? Me? tail border? Is it just like, yeah, okay. It's just a, one of those things. Just one of those things. Like a Twitch, kind of a Twitch purple. Man, I lost them all. Active cell. Well, let's do this for now. Pretty weird. Oh, the meter, of course. To radius the meter also. Bootstrap toggle group. This. I don't want to make radio buttons. Lame. What do I want to do about rest active? Probably the easy thing is this. Maybe not the most elegant thing, but what? I have nothing else to say. It's just not the most elegant thing. To make you important. Important. Oh, no, I apparently need all the settings. Okay, that's fair. What's your problem? Oh, these all have to be important. This is silly. Okay. Excuse me for one moment, please. I'll be back very shortly. What if I just left and never came back? Just walked away. Hi, what are we doing? Okay, so we at least have the thing, right? We at least have the proper highlighting-ish. No padding between these buttons. They're floating out here. Okay. I might be just about done streaming for this session. What do I actually need to do? Active note versus noting. Okay, we have that. We have a very rough... the whole percussive thing. That's actually like... It's a problem. Because what we really want to create, okay, here's the thing. So we don't really, like in all this loopy land, or is it, where's loopy land? And the whole, oh my gosh, okay. Can I just pull this out of here and do like, configure shortcuts, get this just out of my life. Surely there's something in there I can't actually use. Okay. Okay, so that makes this a little less horrible. But yeah, there's all this preset data. There's really no reason to have that in this file. Maybe like some big old const file or something. But aside from that, the thing that needs to happen is this whole idea of playing the synth directly. I think we don't want to do. I think we want to, because the issue with that is it's like the drums, for the drums to be good at all, we need really we need like some inheritance where we just have like some instrument class and then have man, I wish that was the thing. We tried to find it, but we couldn't find it. The idea in tone that you could like combine several ranges, but that just seems to not be a thing. Oh, that's all we want. Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. So what I think we'd have to have is something where for one instrument in particular, we didn't like fake it. Which I guess wouldn't be too bad because it would really just be as long as we had a fake trigger attack release, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I did something like, let's just cheat for a second. Where do we actually set the synth? In set synth. This was like synth equals what are you called? Trigger attack release. And that gives you an index and a duration. Yeah, trigger attack release. Trigger attack and release. There's no induration. Yeah, so it'd be something real silly, like you'd have like a special drum synth, and it would be that works. I mean, I don't really want the note, you know, I want the index really. So I need like a I need just more weird instrument consts, I guess, where by default they would do the thing. So if it was like guess I could make my own thing that extended. Do you have the source code for this? I feel like this is almost the thing I want. It's just... Let's just take a gander at how complicated that would be. Connect this output. Get the closest available voice, that is the one that is either the closest to the note or has the lowest time level. There's a voice with this note that should be returned. So that sounds like kind of promising. Who uses this? So when you create an instrument, can you say what notes it allows? Like, I don't understand. Does the thing I'm asking for just not make sense? Like, it seems like this shouldn't be too complicated. I mean, there's clearly a thing in there that almost sounds like the thing I want. There is a voice with this note. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But I do need, no, I need like some kind of wrapper, I think. So what would that look like? It would look a little something like what? Something like some kind of like presets and knit. So when you create a synth, tone has to be ready. like 6 different voices. Like I just don't quite know how I want to do this. I'll probably do it with inheritance in another language. I guess I could do here, have some kind of class that's... Okay, so here's the distinction. In all cases, we have one voice, except for a drum. And because kind of the question is like, should that just be a totally different thing? Oh. How do I want to do this? Because basically when you're in drum mode, there's different mode. So one idea is that, yeah, all of these are like... Let's just think about what that even look like. But I truly want 6 different synthesizers? Is that bad? Where do we do this? So this is like where we just make a thing. We'd essentially want to say something like, okay, let's just write some fake code. Yeah, we want something to contain it. So it's like some sort of blob, and this is like function trigger, and it gets a note and a duration. And oh yeah, we gotta do this cool stuff. We're just doing it as a class. I don't remember how to do this. This is the thing we can do. Yeah, like. What? How do you have field declared syntax? Private fields, public fields, private fields. Is that a pound sign? Is that real? Whatever. Let's just get this down and then we can make it whatever. We just need some kind of membraney synth. Well, let's just say for now that we want, like, when we're in this mode, we play 6 entirely different synthesizers. Feels pretty silly, but let's just start with that premise. Something like this. Feels weird, man. So for now, let's just, this is nonsense. It's nonsense. Drum preset. Drum. And then we'll say that this is where we set it up. And we'll do like drum preset equals new drum preset. And then down here we'll call drum preset trigger instead of this. Maybe it's part of the preset to say the duration. Surely I broke something. Yeah. Oh man, I've got to go through and like, I don't have to fully JavaScriptify all this or JSONify. Well, I mean, these are identical, right? So. I know this code just looks ridiculous, but let's just do this for now. Formulating a plan on how to make this more reasonable, but you know, sometimes you just got to get something down in front of your face. Note is not defined. Six. How could I have gotten a invalid value? Unclear. X go too high? 7. Should only call trigger. Trigger. Should only call trigger. Let's. If it's active. Oh, yeah. Didn't I have some logic on this before? That if it was... Well, we'll just give it... Whatever. Because the last, it's the rest. And then here's a weird thing, because we kind of just always want this to be the same note, sort of. I mean, kinda. No, it's sort of annoying, like to say what the note should be, but I guess that's still fine, actually. We'll just do it like this dot notes. And this dot notes will be this is wrong. So that could be C, E. If we did want those tuned, and then part of it could be noise synth. So these would be almost like toms. We'll turn on this. Wait, are these supposed to be membrane synths? Wasn't that the whole point of what I was doing here? This one almost identical. Definitely is not happy with what I've done here. there one? Didn't we find a demo that was you? You know, like, how'd you do the snare? I definitely want to steal some sick kicks. Oof, stressed myself out. Just thought about another project. Okay, so membrane, here's our presets. This is the presets for, that's for the membrane synth. This is the noise synth. And presumably in here somewhere we have a bunch of presets. Here. There's no presets defined for the snare? No. Well, that sucks. Why was it so unhappy with me when I tried to just have some noise? It's because there's an oscillator in here. Pretty good kick. Into that snare. Okay. So can you like show me the code? What a horrible mess. Here's a snare. Okay, you can stop. Why is it so mad about my snare? Trigger attack. just a time and not a note, I guess. Okay, what if I just, for now, don't do duration? I need a duration, though. Conga's an attack release, but... I'm confused by this. Okay, what if you only have Deroge? Oh, let's just try this. Let's just see what happens. Okay, it's kind of annoying to like have to check. I mean, I sort of get it, but what's an easy way for me to know? Trigger attack release. Yeah. Just wants a duration. Whereas all these other friends. That's not cool. Can I set a note? Can I just do that for everybody? And like maybe that'll work and maybe it won't. How can I like tell that you are this kind of synth? Like, I want to be able to ask for instrument type or whatever. I don't know the answer. It's pretty silly. Okay, this is terrible, but we're just gonna do it. I know. But Just gotta move forward. Maybe figure out a less dumb way, a different time. Okay. Where's that hi-hat? Not with you. Okay, I'll get this. Can I not steal this? I should actually make. What are we doing here? Any licensing or anything? Oh, how about we do it this way? This way makes more sense, right? We just say okay, that feels a little less gross. If we have a note, use the note. Otherwise, do not. Okay, well, it's pretty silly. The snares, maybe just don't do them, right? Like they're just silly. Maybe we just don't do those. I feel like the thing I want is we're like really close to. I just can't. I mean, at this point, so what is the octaves argument for a synth? Here. Is that just a membrane thing? Makes a tom sound using a single oscillator with the amplitude envelope information the tone is routed through. Oh. There's a way to like detune. If I play with a note, if I call it the detune, can I? settings that we just don't even need. I just want to force it. That's loud. I apologize. What's going on? What's going on? I want to like force. Seemed like that didn't actually do anything though, right? Like. I just want to like force a. I just want to force a like set offset. Like whenever I tell you to play a note, just offset that note by. Semitones of 100 cents each. So if this is 1200, I don't like that's not doing anything, right? Because if I could, I mean, at this point, if we just did this and this was the drummy boy, that would be fine. I just wanted an octave lower. Which kind of would figure that that would be how D2 would work. But that didn't seem to work. So synth data should be at the same level as like volume, right? Volume, detune, voices. It's annoying. I just want this to be easier than it is because it's very close. Or I think it would sort of just be fine to say one of our presets was the drums. The detune. This dot oscillator detune. Okay. This.detune. But this.frequency. The oscillator options. Okay, so is this how it works? Oh yeah. Life is yours. How's it going? You're streaming. What are you streaming? Are you watching me stream? I'm gonna watch you stream. I'm gonna watch you watch me stream. Don't. I hope you have your clothes on. Oh, how long have I been working on the wrong? How long have I been working on the wrong desktop? Probably a long time. I needed you here, Life is Yours, to alert. Man, I don't know how long that was. That was probably a while. That was probably quite a while. I mean, mainly I was just playing with sounds, so at least you could hear the sounds. But man, that was probably a long time. That's not good. That's really not good. That's what happens when nobody's watching. I have nobody to warn me. I'm seeing a Switch commercial on your channel for Link's Awakening. Should I just go play Link's Awakening instead? Maybe that's what I should do. This ad doesn't even support you. I'm not watching this ad. It doesn't support you. I only watch ads that support Life is Yours. That's a long ad. I do kind of want that game though. So I guess the ad just worked. Okay, what are we doing over here? Look at you and your fancy real-time rendering of almost nothing over there. We got some interesting geometry going on here. You got all these big holes that don't actually connect anything. So you got a whole bunch of n-gons. You have to go back and either manually cut those or you're just going to let Unity do it. You can't even hear me anyway. Why am I even talking? That's a whole lot of n-gons. This is my co-streaming setup. Watching Life is Yours. Can I cheer you? Can I give you some bits or something? I want to cheer you. Do I have any bits? First time purchase or discount. Get 5 or more bits by watching short ads. Try again later. Oh? I can't get any free bits. Yeah, get bits. Really? Can I not get bits while streaming? I don't want... Okay. You don't get any bits today, live streamers. I'm sorry. Okay, what was I doing? I think we're just gonna go with this. And by doing so, we can just... Oh no, we still need a whole new strategy anyway. Okay, so we need a new strategy. Okay, we're gonna say what? We are gonna say this, I think. We're gonna say, this will be better anyway. I think this will be long-term better. So we need to like create synths or something. Can we do something like that down here? And we can just be really silly with this. We can just be like very verbose. Like, give me just one of these. Oops. Oh, get out of here. I need to take a break. Can't believe I streamed that long on the wrong input. Whatever happened to people? Do people watch Twitch anymore? Do people watch Science and Tech anymore? I feel like I have so few viewers lately. Okay. Let's just this is pretty silly, but let's just do it. What are we doing? Yeah, like in here, we are just going to be super verbose. So and like actually create the synths like this every time. Every time. That can be synth 7. And then all the rest of our synths are membrane. I actually don't want to dispose. We'll just keep them and we'll just point to new synths every time. Right? And then for all these other friends, we just want membraney synths. I believe. I mean, at this point, we could just do this. No, you're supposed to be monosynth. Who's my monosynth? Whatever. Toned up monosynth. Well, I don't know. I don't like this. Just haven't thought in JavaScript for a while. I feel like I'm not doing a good job. Toned up mono synth. Some kind of preset, and then to master, and probably don't need really 8 voices. We can find 6 that we like. We're probably in good shape, right? Like 6 that aren't offensively bad. Okay. We're just gonna throw this whole thing away. And then what we need to do is just pick these. I don't even remember which ones are terrible or not at this point. But let's not worry about it at the moment. Let's just pick 4, 5. Not a very productive stream, I have to say. Or doesn't feel productive. Uh-huh. Okay, just have to come up. The LS preset's fine, so we really just need to come up with 4 presets that aren't terrible. Okay, so now the whole notion of set synth is going to be different. We're not going to have synth datas anymore, which was weird and silly anyway. I mean, this new way is weird and silly also. Synth is undefined because we need to do whatever that new method is called. That is also giant. This one, create synths. So loud, horrible. Ugh. That's too much. I'm sorry. I probably just blew everyone's ears open. What did I say? So we're gonna do 5? Did I say we're gonna do 6? How many cents did I say we're gonna do? Because 2 of them are terrible. That's 0. So loud. Why? Okay, let's just make them all too quiet to start with, because they're killing me. And then we'll go from there. Are these identical? I feel like those last two sounded extremely similar. Okay, this one is fine. This one seems very broken. 0, 1, 2. Is it the portamento? It seems busted. So loud. Why was that still so loud with volume -12 right there? I screw something up. That's 2. 0, 1, 2. Maybe this one. Another volume in here or something? Ugh! Why are this so loud? Okay, here's what we're gonna say. We're gonna 4 presets right now, because those other ones are hurting my ears and making me just furious. Just furious. So they're gonna go away. Should be 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Did I skip something? 0, 1, 2, 3. Does it matter? Excuse me? I'm confused. Data value clearly looks like a 3 right there. What am I doing wrong? The thing that calls this oh, it's the keyboard shortcuts. It's the shortcuts that are busted. Okay, well that was part of my problem all along, I guess. 2 things were calling the same, but whatever. It's too late now. We've made our choice. Oh, okay, so an invalid or legal string was specified. It was. Oh, clear needs to now go through and turn off the active state. Okay, we got some things to fix. Also, am I not resetting the clicks now when we do a new vote tally? I thought that's the thing we did. Total clicks, but then we should reset. No, not that one. Excuse me. Where do we do that thing? Up here somewhere? This is a lot of code for one file. Don't we do something where, yeah, here, where we go through, we should go do this, and then we set it to 0. Click count is 0. When we update the meters, anything gating this? Didn't I just see before my very eyes that we were resetting dataset click count? Current row dot data. Yeah, when we vote for a new active column, we say that the click count is 0, and it is 0 on that one. So if it's 0, first we loop through and get the totals. I'm a little confused here. Okay, what is your problem? What are we supposed to actually do here? We're supposed to... Okay, let's just verify this one more time. That your click count is 0. And for you, click count is 0. And so we go through every column and we get the total clicks. Does this end up being a not a number kind of thing? Okay, that feels better. Now you can hear me. Life is Yours, I streamed for I don't even know how long on the wrong... I was on the wrong scene in OBS, and I didn't have anybody to alert me. It was a sad story. Being sad about the drums, but only in some cases. Weird. Okay, yeah, that was the thing I was actually going to fix, was clear should not touch this. Yeah, click count 0. More like set this to oh well, row.data set.active equals 0. Be more correct. Percentage. Percentage. That's funny. The clear is cued in a weird way. Oh yeah, I guess because the animation loop is sooner than the other one would be. Oh well. I know, it's definitely your fault. Definitely your fault. I blame you. I don't blame you. Your house looks nice. You got a lot of n-gons. Oh, excuse me. But Unity will clean those up automatically if you don't want to. You could also do mesh optimize, and one of the things it'll do is fix n-gons by triangulation. You have a bunch of holes that have more than 4 sides, that is making the surrounding polygons have n, like, you know, a tri is 3 points, a quad is 4 points, and then anything beyond that you kind of think of as an n-gon, like it just has too many points. And Unity will automatically triangulate those. You can also do Maya's optimize, and it will like fix by triangulation any n-gons. But when they, like, auto triangulation is usually a little messy. So usually I think it's better practice to take care of those n-gons yourself. Like if you really want tight control, yeah, you can do it yourself. So 3-hour stream, 3.5-hour stream. I feel like it's not the most productive stream of my career. I will say that. What did we even add? I don't even know. We made it sound different. I don't know if it sounds better. We made it sound different. I'm gonna put these synths way at the bottom. This file. Oof. Oof. Yeah, these are more important than keyboard shortcuts. I don't love all this stuff crammed in here. Well, we should break it out into another method as long as we I didn't use time. I don't use time at all. Let's do some like trigger column or something. That's this whole business. It's really this whole. We could just call trigger column here if we just change the signature a little, right? Changed it thusly. Oh. Current column. Is that actually maintained? I don't think we actually use these anymore. I hope. No, we do. We super do, and it's important. Because that's how the mobile friend knows how to do stuff. Current column index right here. This is all kind of a mess. I got too much global stuff. I don't like it. What if there's a way that I can ask my sequencer what index it's on instead of having to do the thing I just did? Okay, does this work though? Excuse me. Let's run the front end and let's go here. Mobile interface pretty silly. Like my ladies, my ladies, my 80s. I don't understand this. Invalid or illegal string was specified. Is it like trying to play the rests? Yes, so when there's a rest, doesn't make sense though. That shouldn't work for anything. Why is that only for that? So let's see. So if I have 6, this is like index 7. So how could that be a thing? When we do the trigger, trigger attack, notes row index. I mean, we used to, you know, check. I don't know why this only works on that one, though. Also, I don't know why I'm not getting an array out of bounds error or something. So let, oh, because it's JavaScript. Okay, well, we at least fix some bugs. Sorry, I got an important video. I have to watch an important TikTok video. Okay, yep, very good. Very important. Okie dokie. Well, I've been sliding further and further into my... I have this expensive chair now. I have this expensive phone. Maybe I'll get an expensive bike. What a fancy person I've become. Except my rent is so expensive, I need to move. Maybe I'll just live in a tent. Becoming... Well, it's becoming an increasingly common thing around here, it seems. Okay, I think I'm done. We covered some ground. We fixed some bugs. We got a bad little config interface. What more could you want? We made a percussive mode, quote unquote, but I think it's probably adequate for now. A rough configuration interface, quote unquote. That's almost certainly not happening. I don't want to click track. So one thing by not doing the disconnect, we should actually be like a manual tally button. To tally the whole thing? I don't know. Okay, first series though. I think I'm done for the moment. Weird stream. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry about the loud noises. But you know, sometimes that happens when you're doing sound kind of stuff. I've got more work to do on this, but maybe I'll wait until tomorrow. And we will pick up again because I gotta be beta, solid beta-ish, basically by end of day tomorrow. And you have a great evening too. Life is yours. Good luck with your modeling. Yeah, Yeah. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.